I was there on the day of the shooting and I heard gunshots. I was far away and I was outside because my teacher thought that there was a fire that was happening since we have a culinary arts program at the school. So she made us all evacuate outside and we started hearing more and more shots. So then everyone started running. And after that, I ended up there's a Walmart that's close to the school. So I ended up evacuating and going to the Walmart. And the shooter actually ended up going into the same Walmart and escaping with other students that were evacuating. And after the SWAT team actually came into the Walmart and made us all leave because they were afraid that it would be the next target. So then we had to evacuate Walmart and we were standing on pretty much the sidewalk of the main road. And then after about an hour or so, when they still hadn't found the shooter, they made us, they checked everyone's bags and then they said that we could go home. So my mom came and I started to walk towards the car because there were so many cars that we had to walk like a few blocks back to our car. And I ran into this girl who I didn't know. One of my friends actually called me and she said that she saw her teacher get killed, who was Coach Beagle. And then I saw this other girl that had blood on her dress. And I basically asked her if everything was okay, if what happened to that person. And she said that they passed away. And I asked her if she could describe the person because I didn't want to ask her to say their name after she had just seen them. And then when she described him, that's how I knew that it was my friend Nick. Yeah. So then I came home after that and it was really hard just watching the news and everything. And Valentine's Day was a really big holiday for my mom and I. We would always celebrate it together and bake a lot and have chocolate covered strawberries. So the house was decorated when I came home, which was really hard. And it was just really heavy. So since then, about a few weeks after the shooting, close to my friend Nick's funeral, I delivered my first speech. And since then, I've been doing public speaking about gun violence prevention and gun reform.
Yeah, I want to back up to the beginning when you first realized what was happening. You said you were outside the school. What did you see and hear first?
First, we were in a sociology class with a lot of seniors, so we were really loud at first, and we watched a lot of videos in that class. Like sometimes we'd watch videos of The Office and talk about, the different social issues and circumstances that happen in the show. And so we were all, like I said, really loud. And then the fire alarm went off, which was what made my teacher think that there was a fire. So we all started evacuating and, we were just thinking, oh, there's a fire. Let's just go out and evacuate. We weren't really paying attention and we were all just, being loud. We were excited as seniors on Valentine's Day. So then when we finally got outside, so when we have to evacuate for even just drills, but for this, we thought it was a real fire. So everyone was quiet and just waiting for all the teachers to see what was going on. And then once we got outside and it was quiet, we started hearing, more booms one after the next. And when it kept happening, I said to my friend, those are gunshots. So then we started running. And some people jumped over the fence because they were worried because there's so many people that went to our school. We had over 3,000. So there were a lot of people. Basically, we weren't really moving for, I'd say, about 5 minutes. We pretty much, we were trying to run and get by, but we had to go behind a fence that was near a middle school that's right next to our school. So it was kind of hard because there's a fence and then there's a canal right behind there. So there was just a little patch of grass for all of us to go on to run behind. So
once you heard the gunshots, that's when you realized what was happening. And you ended up at the Walmart? About how far is that from where you were at school?
I'd say it's like 3 to 5 minutes. A lot of people would go, especially for the middle school, because the middle school is even closer. A lot of middle schoolers go to the Walmart after school and things like that. So it's just like right down the block from the school. You can just walk from a sidewalk right down to it.
And then you found out, unfortunately, about your friend. Tell us more about Nick, right? That was his name.
Yeah, he was a swimmer and he was a really inspirational guy. I actually have one of his quotes that he said on my wall um, recent before he died. He said this: "I will train as hard as I can in and out of the water. Even on my hardest days, I swear to give it my all, and I will let nothing stand in my way." So I just take a lot of inspiration from him in the public speaking and activism that I do, because he was such an amazing and inspiring person that I honestly think if he was still here, he would be doing a lot of public speaking and inspirational speaking along with swimming, since he actually might have been on Sweden's Olympic team because his mom's from Sweden. Yes, he was a really great swimmer.
And just could you describe, if you can, put into words what that day was like overall?
At first, the day was just, a regular Valentine's Day, and I was excited to share all the different cookies I made with my friends and with my mom when I got home. Me and my friends were just, joking around at lunch and having fun. And then it happened after 2 periods after lunch, because then it would be third and fourth period. So when fourth period came around the end of the day, that's when it happened around 2:20, and our day ended around 2:40.
And so, since that day, now kind of follow up afterwards, the day happened. When did you realize who was responsible?
We realized, I think it was about over an hour and 45 minutes or even more, that they found him in actually one of my friend's neighborhoods, who lives in a neighborhood that's pretty far from the school. It's still zoned within the school, but our school is in Parkland, and his neighborhood is in Coral Springs. So it's in the next town over. And we were just really surprised at how far he was able to go and how we were able to leave everything, even though they hadn't found him yet.
Once again, the Parkland shooting trial, death penalty case scheduled for 2020. Of course, we'll continue to track that case and that story for you.